On this episode of Behind the Wheel, we've got a subcompact crossover that was introduced back in 2017. Now, it's got a name that means lady in Hawaiian. It's got a Belgian designer, well, for the exterior anyway, and it was manufactured in South Korea and in China. Too many cooks spoiled the broth? Nah, I don't think so. The 2019 Hyundai Kona looks pretty exciting. Now, in this color of acid yellow, as they call it, which is weird because it's kind of closer to green, it will turn heads. But in tamer colors, the front clip will definitely get you. You've got DRLs up here, only halogens in the center, and fog lamps in the bottom, which are a little close together, but they do function as they should. Now, what's cool too, apart from the obvious X that you see up front, is that these compartments are paired with similar-sized grills. Pretty nifty. It's got the similar configuration to that of the Juke, just not as bulbous. Oh, which reminds me, do finish the review, but come back to this exact point and click here so you can stack up the Kona against your favorite cars on our car comparison. Easily the best way to lose track of time. Trust me. 170 millimeters of ground clearance, disc brakes all around, and 17-inch mags that fit very, very well on the Kona. It fills the void really good. Now, you've got black on the bottom and black above the wheel wells that add to its sportiness, and oddly enough, so does too the tiny repeaters found on the side mirrors, which resemble E.T.'s glowing finger. You know what that is, right? Steven Spielberg, 24 letters in the alphabet because E.T. went home? Yes? All right. Tito achievement. Still quite exciting here at the back than most cars out there. You got your third lamp up here, thin rear lamps, and your turn signals down below in compartments mimicking the front clip. Now, the use of the black back here adds to it sort of like X marks the spot. There is no buried treasure to speak of, but there is 330 liters of space with the seats up. And of course, over 1,000 with the seats down. So you've got space for two average-sized Filipinos, not a problem. A third, that might be a bit tight. You've got a center armrest with two cup holders and bottle holders on either side of the door. A lot of the light also does come in thanks to the quarter windows found on the side, which will dispel any notions of claustrophobia. Now, there are no charging points or airs found up front, but that's not really a problem since the cabin's not so big. The air will reach here at the back. Also, the seats all around the car are of good material, which does well to dissipate the heat. Plastics can be found all around the cabin, which gives it a very base model feel, gotta be said. Now, there is a trip computer, sure, it's got knobs on the steering wheel, yes, for your audio and cruise, which I love, by the way. It's just that the one aspect in here, the infotainment system, is what might get some people, or rather, the lack thereof. See, while it does have the size as others in the market, what it doesn't have is a touchscreen, or a reverse camera, or parking sensors for that matter. And at this price point, yeah, you kind of expect it, so that might be the Debbie Downer. However, that being said, it's a good thing that this car is actually pretty good at going that-a-way. The sole variant Kona comes with ABS, electronic stability control, automatic lights, ISOFIX seats, and 6 airbags. Pushing the Kona is 147 horses and 179 Newton-meters of torque from a 2-liter 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, I have nothing against smaller engines that give greater fuel consumption. Sure, no problem. But a 2-liter on a subcompact crossover? Yes. Just yes. It's a spirited drive, that's for sure. The engine and transmission respond very well to your bidding. Even on eco mode, this thing drives well. Now, there is somewhat of a lag when you bury your foot and try to wring every ounce out of it, but eventually you will get going. Nonetheless, the center of gravity, the weighted steering, the good seats, it's a very youthful drive. However, I don't know if you've noticed, youthful too is the noise in here because it does creep in. The engine size will obviously give you less than stellar results, even though the car weighs close to the vicinity of only 1,300 kilos. In the city, in heavy traffic mind you, the Kona was able to do 7.5 kilometers per liter. I guess that's about average. On the highway, much better, showed its beautiful legs and was able to do 20 kilometers to the liter. Not bad. The 2019 Hyundai Kona 2.0 GLS has got good styling, a great engine for a subcompact crossover, and it drives well. If it wasn't for the dip in the infotainment system, it's really a package that you could zone in on. But then there's the sticker price, which is 1,118,000 Philippine pesos, and like that, it's back in contention.
Kona, 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 comedian. You come and go. You come and go. Ooh.